Now, when you start talking about the Mezi tribe and you start talking about these different tribes in Africa, I am here to say that I am not an African. Not saying I'm separate from Africa, not saying I hate them, not saying none of that. They are our cousins, but we are total different biologies of them. You'll see a lot of tribes in Africa where they have the enzyme lactase to break down milk. And if you look at these tribes, they can suck straight from the cow tit and get raw milk, and they can grow from it. They grow very tall. They eat raw meat and they drink blood. That's what they do, and it does their body good. But if you get some so-called Africans that's in America and give them that same diet, it will kill them. It's very, very mucus forming, and it's very, very acidic.
All right, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So in this video, y'all, I'm almost about ready to cancel hospitals and the healthcare that's tied to this system. Delineation has to come with our own medical and medicine practices, and I'm gonna go over who we gonna be following for, you know, our medical procedures, because study shows that they don't care about us in this hospital and in the hospitals and the healthcare. Okay, they don't care about it. You who don't know, I lost my father this morning. We wanted to get him out of the hospital. He came to the hospital with a UTI infection, was an infection. And the longer he stayed, it was like everything was getting worse and worse and worse. And he told me, he said, man, these people were trying to get over, and he wanted to come home. So we got him home, and then he passed away a couple of days being home. Just me feeling like there's more that I could have did for him, you know, because I don't trust the hospitals. I don't feel like they're for us, just like the politics and everything else. I don't feel like they're for us, and we have to delineate. We need practices that fit us as a people, our lineage. And this was a big eye opener to me, and I wanted to bring this attention to everybody because I spoke to, shout out to Mama Lisa. She's been having some deaths in her family, and she said that when our people go into the hospital, it's like they're getting worse. It's not helping them. So we may have to put out a ban on them. We may have to start setting up our own practices, our own urgent cares, you know, for people who care. As this study here shows that Black babies are more likely to survive when cared for by Black doctors. We're gonna go over Yahweh Awakening. This is somebody that I feel like is the leader in the health medical field for our people. This is somebody that we need to have his setup in everywhere where we can get the medical care, because he's following behind some of the ancestors and what they did, and he's doing great work over there. I appreciate him. I wish I could have took my dad to his clinic and just have my dad see him. You know, my dad was seeing people who was from another country, and they was giving him advice. And you know, I want for the future for my people to be able to hear from us, because we're the most innovative, talented, you know, people. The things that we done did, we have to tap in back to us, into our education and what our ancestors provided with us. Thank you for everybody who sent me the condolences for my father, and everybody who reached out to me, man. It's tough, man, but I gotta definitely keep pushing. He liked what I was doing. He loved what I was doing, man. He just felt like, you know, what I was doing was, he was tapped in, and he was watching me, you know, pretty much with what I'm doing with my business and YouTube. He was watching it from the start. So he always let me know he was proud. But I'm finna tap into Yahweh Awakening, man. We're gonna see. I am going live tonight, y'all. So gonna have a celebration with my FBA fam, you know, celebration of my dad, the ancestors. You know, we just gotta make sure we keep delineating and doing our thing. And this is part of our delineation. It's the hospitals. We need protocols and things that's strictly for us. But let's get it.
Food wise, it's killing us the most.
The top three,
Yeah.
Number one would be herbicides and pesticides. All right. Number two would be seed oils. Any seed oil, whether you're talking about grape seed, canola oil, all seed oils.
Okay.
Seed oils, they oxidize so fast, and then they have smoke points, and you bring them to the smoke point, they oxidize, they break their bonds, and they are very, very bad for the body because it causes oxidative stress, not only to the tissues inside the body, but on a molecular DNA structure too. It literally unravels your deoxyribonucleic acid, and it damages the mitochondria, which is what you will call the energy powerhouse to each cell in your body. The third one to me, especially if we're talking about who they call the Black community, or what I call the melanated community, is meat consumption, whether it's grass-fed or not. All the uric acid and the metabolic waste and all the trauma that come from eating the meat, it does something to our cells that it does it like no other. Like, to the Black man body, meat really destroys us compared to any other what they call race of people.
Why is that?
To me is because we are prokaryotic. So you got eukaryotic cells, and then you got these prokaryotes or prokaryotic cells.
Okay.
And we come from single cell organisms. And not only do we come from single cell organisms, but if you look at our biology, it's slightly different than everybody else's. Like, for instance, and I just talked about this on another podcast, how our hydrochloric acid in our stomach, our juices that's inside our intestines that come from our stomach, don't get hot as everybody else's. So this shows you that it's certain proteins that we can't really disassemble and break down that other people can. Another thing is, a lot of us, now when you start talking about the Mezi tribe and you start talking about these different tribes in Africa, I am here to say that I am not an African. Not saying I'm separate from Africa, not saying I hate them, not saying none of that. They are our cousins, but we are total different biologies of them. You'll see a lot of tribes in Africa where they have the enzyme lactase to break down milk. And if you look at these tribes, they can suck straight from the cow tit and get raw milk, and they can grow from it. They grow very tall. They eat raw meat and they drink blood. That's what they do, and it does their body good. But if you get some so-called Africans that's in America and give them that same diet, it will kill them. It's very, very mucus forming, and it's very, very acidic. And then if you look at the lifestyle of them over there in Africa, the ones that are eating like that, they walk. They get up to 200,000 steps a day. I mean, who's getting in those types of steps? And then they do certain rituals and dances where they do nothing but jump, and they break their bones. Basically, it's called fractures, and then they growing back, and they growing to be 7 feet tall. So they metabolism is very, very, very high. So they able to burn these things off and use the energy in those ketones to actually get energy to live and have vitality. We not walking no 200,000 steps a day. We not running. A lot of us are stationary. A lot of us are not even working out. You know, God forbid, a lot of us not even stretching. You see what I'm saying? When the last time a real man really woke up in the morning and stretched without thinking it was homosexual or something? The whole ideology of movement is medicine is just way off. Yeah. So when you look at our teeth, it's by nanometers, but our teeth are different sizes. Our teeth are shorter. I mean, not sharper, and they're bigger. And then if you look at the way our jawbone and our structure move, is different. Our melanin content is different. There's a reason why you could put a Caucasian, an Asian, and a so-called Black man in the same room and have a distinctive difference. Also, when somebody die, right? If somebody die and they go through rigor mortis and they decompose, how were they able to tell whether that man was a so-called African-American man or was he a white man? What do? They check the mineral content, they check the bones, they check the skeleton structure. So even our bone structures are different than everybody else's. So when you start looking at things like that, then you start looking in the animal kingdom and you see these same things are happening in the animal kingdom. Like I talk about all the time with the bird kingdom, it's all called a bird, it's all called the fowl kingdom. Yeah. But then you have something called a hummingbird, which is a small bird. If you look at its anatomy and physiology, it has a beak that looks like a straw. Its main primary source is fructose. All it eats is sap from flowers and from trees. Yeah. If the sap is not available, then what it would do is eat ants and little bitty bugs. But its main thing is fructose. It likes syrup. That's what it do. Then if you go over to a toucan or a certain type of parrot, they main food structure is nothing but fruit. Now, if the fruit is scarce, they eat something else. But 98% of the time, they're going to eat fruit. Matter of fact, they are part of the seed soaring kingdom because they will take berries and they eat it. And then the seeds fall out of their mouth while they flying and they helping other bushes and other trees grow. That's how much they eat fruit.
Right.
Then you go over to a hawk or you go over to a vulture. They eat nothing but meat. They're strictly carnivore, but all of them are called birds. So we got the bird of the fowl kingdom, the bird race, but depending on the geographical location of the bird and its physical anatomy and biology, all of them eat different foods. And everybody can agree to this. But when it comes to the so-called human race, everybody can eat the same thing. And I'm just here to challenge that because it's not true. Because when we eat the same thing that Caucasians and Europeans eat, we die from it. But you know who taught this concept before I was even born? Dr. Sabi. Auditoriums. We sell out lectures. I travel every year and I speak at all of the HBCUs and universities.
Right.
You know, we got honorary doctorates. I have a lifetime achievement award from the president.
Come on now.
You know, like when you start really getting deep into it, I am a certified science when it comes to nutrition. Got that from Stanford University.
Nice.
Clinical master herbalist. I got all of my certificates. I got certification in human biology from the University of Adelaide. So like, I literally have a accredited laboratory in Houston. In Houston, I have a whole operational clinic in St. Louis, Missouri. You can come in and get blood analysis and we stay packed. So I'm not missing no sleep. I'm not missing no energy. I'm not missing no money or none of that, you know, because the people got something to say about me. It actually, whenever my name get mentioned, more people come follow me. And then when they follow me, they see how authentic and how willing I am to help the people and all this free knowledge and information that I give out. And it actually is good.
We have to start going to our people for the information that's out here. He needs to be, what his setup needs to be in every state, every city. I trust him and I trust what he's going through to be able to sit down and listen to what he has to do, because I feel like he's doing this because he cares. And that's the only way I can really deal with people now. I got to know that you care. I can't just think that you care. And, you know, some people may not agree with what I'm saying, but it is what it is.
So please keep speaking my name. You know, I wish it would be
free promo for real.
Yeah. So I wish it would be more in a positive way from all of these people. But I mean, I take it where I can get it at, brother. I ain't mad about it at all, man.
Yeah.
Because they come to my side and they see, oh, okay, not only is it knowledge and it's information, but it's really healing going on. And I don't take the egotistical route like I used to.
Right.
I used to say I was the healer. No, I am my healer. You are your own healer. So if we want to play the healing game, nobody have never healed anybody but themselves. Right. Because when you come to me, I'm giving you the herbs for you to take. I'm giving you the diet program for you to follow. You taking all that, doing all that work, installing that discipline. You having that whole physiology and biological change to you. You did the work. So I'm not even moving an ego and taking that credit.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is why we need to be, supporting this brother at all costs. And I feel like we need to be having his setup. I'm into that, man, having a clinic now. What happened to my father just makes me understand that we need our own clinics. We need our own procedures and what we do when something's going wrong. We can't wait and go to somebody else. Those days are over. We delineate.
Ability from you. So I know I am not a healer. I'm a healer of myself, and I teach y'all what I did to myself to get back into this great vessel that I am now. You apply that knowledge and that information, and boom, now you can call yourself a healer too. So, you know, if they claiming that I don't have no healing testimonies, hey, I don't. I have a lot of people that have their own healing testimonies from taking our herbs, following our diet program, coming to our clinic, using these environmental things that we tell them to change up. Right. They heal themselves and they're so excited about it. Guess what they do? They hit up and they say, Yaki, I got a story to tell you. Can I come to you? And I fly them out. They get on camera. All y'all got to do is go download my app, Yaki TV.
Yaki TV.
And shout out. Look, just click on testimonies. You can look at it right now, brother. And there's so many testimonies on there from things that they said that you couldn't get rid of. And I didn't get rid of it. They got rid of it themselves by just listening and following my information and my knowledge. I am my.
Now, can you imagine how many bad stories we got from hospitals? Like what I'm telling you about my dad. And I'm sure everybody got, experiences where hospitals, these people aren't studying our lineage. It needs to be specific. They're just grouping us with everybody. And he's going to get into some content where he's explaining to where everybody don't eat the same. It could be a bird out there and the bird can eat a vulture can eat meat and one not eat meat, but both of them are still a bird. We got the same thing with us. You know, we probably have a special diet that we need to be eating it. We can't eat like the Europeans. And a lot of people don't understand that. But let me let them go.
Own healer, and you are your own healer.
And you know, it's funny, right? Because how I learned about you was through Victor, right? Mm-hmm. Him saying your name, obviously doing the research, finding out. And now I follow you, obviously, right? So the funny part is, do you get that a lot where it's like, okay, people out of curiosity or something, they stumble across you maybe out of controversy? Because according to some people, you are controversial, right? So you might reach somebody initially with a controversial takes, reel them in, and they understand you more so. What do you think is the misconception of you, like when you think about it?
I mean, the whole thing is everything is an illusion, man. I'm here to rip the veil off of people's eyes. Everything is turned upside down. In Hebrew, we call it the Babylon. We stand in Babylon. You know, we in America, ancient as it is. And the way I look at disease and how I conceptualize it, the concept of disease, I don't believe in disease.
Right.
So me coming from that standpoint, not believing in disease, me coming from the standpoint as disease is really your body trying to help itself. And then you got other people and other who they call themselves healers saying, I'm here to get rid of disease. I kind of like dismantle that, because how you here to get rid of something that don't exist? Not saying that the symptomologies don't exist, but the way we are looking at it, our concept and the way we preview disease, our perception is totally wrong. So I'm here to just shake that up and have you look at it from a different way, because I'm the one with the science coat in the lab room. I'm the one drawing blood and taking blood and putting it under a microscope, showing you microbiology, showing you how cells can pleomorphize themselves, showing how you missing all of these minerals and trace minerals and vitamins you looking at. And what I come to find out is I'm not the first one saying this. All so-called disease is funded upon toxicity and deficiency. If you have toxins from environmental pollutants or toxins that's coming from your food, and it brings on deficiency, this deficiency then brings on something called adaptation. Adaptation then forces something called mutation. And then this mutation, you get all of these symptomologies from it and you call it a disease, but it's not a disease at all. It's the body's trying to have its last chance at healing itself. Right. And I talk about this all the time. If you cough right now, you feel this force happening inside of your chest cavity. That's you projectiling all of these different toxins that's not supposed to be inside of your bronchial tubes out of your bronchial tubes. If you sneeze, chew. If you put your hand over your mouth when you sneeze, that is all these particles that are coming out of your nose, clearing what you'll call your cranium or what you'll call your lymphatic system. Anybody that have skin rashes, a skin disease, they give you cortisol. They give you all these different types of steroids to suppress all of those metabolic toxins back into your skin. But your skin is a part of a system called SALT, skin-associated lymphatic tissues. The lymphatic tissues or the lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. So if my skin is having a skin disorder or an outbreak or an eruption on it, that means my skin is taking a poop. So they'll look at it like the skin is killing itself or like the body is attacking itself. I just look at it like for what it is. If the skin is the largest secreting organ on my body and I got toxins in my body and my kidneys and my adrenals are not working, or I haven't defecated in 5 days and now I got these bumps on my face or on my arms, that means my skin is now taking a poop. So instead of me getting some cream or some steroids to suppress all those toxins back into my bloodstream, I'm going to help my skin do what it was doing in the first place, which was taking a poop. I'm going to get in the sauna. I'm going to make sure I sweat. I'm going to do a fever-induced bath. I'm going to put some eucalyptus on me, something that's going to open up my pores so I can detoxify. You know, so we start looking at all these diseases like cancer, skin disorders, just all these, they're not diseases. They're symptomologies of the body trying to heal itself. Right. And I think me coming from that perspective and not only empower people to do the work themselves, which is what we need to be doing anyway. And if you do the work yourself, you automatically take the work away from your doctor and your herbalist. And a lot of us walk around with these egotistical mindsets and we're very narcissistic. So when you take the power away from people, it gets them angry. And then you create enemies when you're trying to just empower the people. And that's all it is. It's my perspective. Truly, if you look at disease from my perspective, it will empower you. It will give you accountability and responsibility, meaning that you are able to respond to your environment. Response able. Now you able to respond what's going on to your internal environment. Right. Now you able to respond what's going on in your external environment. And now you can make change and do something about it because it's all your fault. And that's all it is. I just think it's the concept it really take power away from a lot of people.
You know what's crazy, right? As we're sitting here, right, I'm streaming. We had 7,000, right, 7K likes, and TikTok just had flagged me for misinformation.
Yeah. Well,
how often do you deal with social media sites or other platforms trying to suppress your knowledge and message that you're giving out?
All the time. I just got all my platforms back. Not even 2 months ago, now, B?
Yes, sir.
I just got my platforms back. They took all of them. They took all my YouTubes. They kicked me off TikTok, man. I was the #1 TikTok health guy. I had 279 million views on TikTok, man. And they took my TikTok from me. They ain't gave it back. But through everything that's been going on with the Make America Great Again and the health movement, with everybody that's in office now, they gave me all my YouTubes back. I got my Instagram back. I got my Facebook back. But they didn't give me my TikTok back. But man, they've been shadow banning me and taking my stuff down for a long time because, again, it goes against everything that the John Rockefeller Foundation and the Carnegie family has set forth.
Wanna buy your way? Wanna pre-qualify?
That's great, man. Like I said, it's funny to see it to believe it because where we experienced is. We were talking about COVID when that COVID situation happened, right? And we were dealing with a lot of getting flagged, like we were getting flagged unusually. Like, whoa, we just, trying to have a conversation and spread the message. And you see them purposely trying to clip it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, trying to silence us, man.
So how are you able to effectively get your message? How were you able to break through that noise?
I built my own network. So I already had I got millions of followers. Altogether, I probably got about 3.2 million.
Right.
And I built that within the last 10 years. I've been doing this for 16 years now. So what I did was for 5 years straight, every Tuesday and Thursday, I never missed a day. I went live for 5 years straight. No matter where I was, no matter what I was doing, I made sure I went live. I created thousands of videos just speaking raw truth and knowledge. Half the videos, if you look back in, I was just getting into it. My vocabulary wasn't right. I was in and out of school, couldn't speak the language right. But guess what? I had the heart and the balls to get up every Tuesday and Thursday and do it. And it ended up, I gained the trust of the people, man. I truly did.
Yeah.
So with all that knowledge and information, when they started really blocking me, once I started gaining all the followings, and we went on a podcast run for it was like 2 years in a row. Every major podcast in the world was flying me out. So we did all of them, man.
Yeah.
And that's when they started really blocking my stuff. So I took my own money, man, and I built my own network. It's called Yaki Radio. And let me tell you the story about that. We couldn't even call it Yaki Network because they wouldn't pass it. Apple and Android was like, no.
The whole name is banned.
Man, they said,
it's tough.
They said, we ain't passing no Yaki Awaken Network. So I literally had to change it to Yaki Radio. And
might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
Have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.